up, wake up. It's the Flow Show, no filter. Happy Thursday. Got my water. We got to talk about the boy Diddy. He got a small victory yesterday. We're going to talk about that and a whole bunch more. But first, let me cover my ass. No Diddy. The thoughts, views, and opinions shared on the Flow Show, no filter, are for educational and entertainment purposes only. I am not a professional. I am just good. Let's go. What's up? Rachel in the building, Shannon. Who else we got? We got everybody in the building. Joanne, Kobe, One Shinobi, Melody, that we all here. We got a lot to talk about. Oh my God, yesterday was the first day, in my opinion, that it was a disaster for the prosecution. Not to worry, because let me just get straight to the point. This isn't one of the most important witnesses. Baina is her name. I'm just going to call her Baina. She was the one who alleged she was dangled from a balcony. She's not one of the most important witnesses, but however, she had a very rough time on the witness stand yesterday, and we got to talk about it. As I always tell y'all, I don't paint narratives. I call it how I see it. I can't paint every witness ain't going to be a great witness. Every witness ain't going to be perfect or, whatever. And honestly, yesterday was a bad day for the prosecution. And that same witness will be on the stand starting off today. So hopefully she has a better time today. But we're going to talk about that. Also talk about, I'm going to try to get to some of the comments. A lot of people responded to me questioning when I was asking you guys to give me some insight on Mia, because I couldn't believe so many people, especially women, didn't start not believing her sexual assault allegations against Diddy. A lot of y'all chimed in, and I appreciated it and added some insight to it. So if I have some time today, I want to read some people's reply, because I think it's very informative for not only me, but for everybody watching and everybody who enjoys the show. Yeah, I'll be back in New York, and I'm glad Patricia said she missed me in New York. I will be back in New York on the 22nd, and I will be there for at least a week for all the Diddy VIP customers and for all the podcast listeners. Just so you know, I will be there on the 22nd. I'll be there for a week, and then depending on how long the trial is, I will be back at least one more time for the after the 22nd. I'll be there for the actual verdict. But if this trial goes a little bit longer, then I'll probably be there at least 2 or 3 more times. So I will be back in New York on the 22nd or the week of the 22nd, depending on the schedule of court. But I really enjoyed it. It actually felt like school. Now, I was one of those people, it was hard for me to sit still in class. And so I ain't gonna lie, sitting still in that courtroom was not the easiest thing for me, because I'm into the witness testimony and all of that, but all the extras and the sidebars and the time when you just sitting there and nothing's going on, my ADHD goes crazy. So sitting actually in the courtroom is like takes me back to my school days when I had ants in my pants. As my granny would say, I always had ants in my pants. I didn't like to sit still. But I will be back, like and share. And we're going to talk about that. And before we get into Diddy, if y'all was on the show yesterday, I don't leave nothing unaddressed. I told y'all, if you were there, I got a crazy message. And it is something serious, and it's being addressed. It's pertaining to my family, but everything's okay. Nobody's nobody's on deathbed or anything like that. So it's gonna be all right. But I definitely have some things to address in my personal life and my personal family, people that need me, and I will be there for them. And that's all I'm gonna say about that. But I just don't want y'all to worry. It's nothing to worry about. It's something that can be handled and is being handled. So I appreciate everybody asking me about it, but I ain't gonna never leave y'all in the dark. I just wanted to let y'all know that before we start today. Appreciate the prayers, but everything is all good. Everybody is living and breathing and healthy. So let me just tell you that. Everybody is living and breathing and healthy, and that's all you can ask for. So everything's okay. Let's get into today's show, and I'll try to have a final thought on everything at the end of the show if we have time. So let's get right into it, Flow community. I appreciate everybody asking. And like I said, I always let y'all know what's going on as much as I can. I don't want to put too much people business out there, but hey, let's get into this show today. So yesterday, let's just talk about the testimony. I'm not gonna get into how it went left. Let's start from the beginning, because the testimony actually started out with a bang. She was detailing how she was alleged that Diddy, when I say she, I mean Bana, was detailing how she was held over a balcony by Diddy after he was in a fit of rage and popped up over to the apartment. He said he threatened to unalive her and held her over a balcony. I'm taking this from Musica crime article. Says Diddy trial update. Witness says he held her over a 17th floor balcony and threatened to unalive her. Appreciate it, C-Tuck. Yeah, everything's all good, y'all. But y'all know I'm straightforward about everything. That's why I just told y'all I just got a crazy text. I don't have nothing to hide. I always want to keep y'all informed as much as I can, because I do know y'all care just like I care about y'all. And so I don't want to leave y'all in the dark, but we good. So Brianna, I'm gonna call her Brianna. I just don't like it. I don't even like saying Bana for some reason. I'm gonna call her Brianna. That's her name. She's a friend of Diddy's ex-girlfriend Cassie, and said that Diddy held her by her armpits over a balcony. Brianna said her feet were hanging in the air for about 10 to 15 seconds before Diddy threw her onto the furniture. She said the attack left her with bruises and neck pain and caused night terrors. Photos of her injuries were shown to the jury. Brianna also said Diddy once threatened her at the beach. She said he got close to her face and told her, "I am the devil and I could unalive you." Good morning, Angie. She also said she saw Diddy throw a knife at Cassie once and saw Cassie with black eyes several times. She admitted that both she and Cassie often took drugs like ecstasy, cocaine, ketamine. The defense used this point to question her memory and credibility. So before we get into the next expert, I'm going to talk. So she had detailed a lot of the drug use. She detailed a lot of what went on, according to her, dealing with Diddy. A lot of violence, a lot of threats. And originally in her testimony, it was like, wow, Diddy is getting sunk even more. And then came the cross-examination. Now, first, let me preface this by saying, for Westmoreland, the attorney, to be a prior victim, I believe she had a sexual assault case or something that she went through. I will be honest and say I was surprised that she took this case. I was surprised that she's able to really question, interrogate, for lack of better words, female witnesses or female victims in this way. But this is her job. She is an attorney. So, it is what it is. I'm just saying I was shocked at that. But that being said, she is good at her job. And this ain't the first time you hear me say this. If you recall prior episodes, when she cross-examined Dawn from Danity Kane, I told y'all then, I said, damn, that was the best cross-examination by anybody on Diddy's defense team the entire time. Everybody who tunes into the Flow Show, No Filter every day, y'all remember me saying that. And damn it, she came back and made it 2 for 2. She crossed up Brianna on so many details. I felt bad for Brianna, meaning like I felt like she wanted to get off that stand just because it was hot. That hot water was getting hotter and hotter, and Westmoreland was not letting up. She basically got it to the point where I felt like Brianna kind of shut down. I felt like after Brianna kind of got crossed up in a couple of, she didn't remember. 1 minute she kind of said it was a party at the apartment, but then on another statement she said it was just her girlfriend and Cassie. She said she couldn't remember what, if she was smoking a cigarette or smoking a blunt, or there were just so many details that whatever the reason for not remembering doesn't matter, because all that matter is how's the jury looking at this. And it could be 1,000 good excuses or bad excuses why she didn't remember, and she had her memory loss and couldn't remember this and that. But at the end of the day, the only thing that matters is how that looks to the jury. And if you are about to convict a man for life, 15 years, 20 years, whatever, you have to do that in good faith and knowing that you're using credible information. I feel like the way that the cross went yesterday, and she's not even done. She has another, I think Westmoreland said she's got another hour or so today, which court starts at 11 today, y'all, not 9:30, just to let y'all know, those who kind of keep up with the transcripts. It starts at 11 o'clock today, not 9 or 9:30 like it normally does. I felt like she wanted to, like Westmoreland really poured it on. And I felt like I could tell Brianna kind of had got to the point where she just started saying she didn't know, just because I could tell she was either frustrated or maybe nervous once she kind of said a couple things that were inconsistent. And it got to the point where this is the point when I put this in my notes to go over with y'all. This is the point where I believe she really had shut down, and it had really got to her. The cross-examination that really got to her. She said, Westmoreland said to Brianna, Cassie would pay for the drugs and you would go buy them, correct? Brianna said yes. Westmoreland said, did you meet the government on May 25th and June 2nd, June 3rd, and June 4th? Brianna said, yeah, that's not long ago. And Westmoreland said, well, yeah, that's actually today. And then Brianna said, I'm not good with dates. Then she went on to say the balcony incident. Didn't you tell the government there was a party in the apartment? Brianna said, I don't remember that. Westmoreland said, you told the government your girlfriend was in the bathroom, not that you took her in there. Then Brianna disregarded that and said, my ex. And so we could make a lot of reasons why she forgot, and we could say that her girlfriend being in the bathroom versus her taking her in the bathroom are small things. But as I pointed out yesterday on my social media, as a witness in a court of law, this is serious business. This is victims who are trying to get, these are victims that are trying to get justice involved in this case. And there's a man who is fighting for his freedom, Diddy. So It's very serious. So when you have a bunch of inconsistencies and you start saying you don't remember this, you don't remember that, now every little thing that you may have said differently starts to get picked apart. It's always go back to my contracting days. I told you, I did renovations. I contracted and flipped houses, and I took homes and gutted them and took them from looking like crap to looking like the Taj Mahal. But one thing I used to always tell my workers is you have to be thorough on every single part of it, because this is what happened. You do a renovation for a customer, right? Let's say you don't put on, maybe you don't screw on one of the doorknobs all the way tight. Thank you, sir. Everybody make sure you hit that like button. We should have 60 likes at this point. Good morning, Kathy. But if you say you don't screw, you do a beautiful job, but you don't screw a doorknob on good enough, and a customer that you're flipping that house or doing that renovation for sees that doorknob. Now that they've seen that shabby work on that doorknob and seemed like somebody was rushing, now they want to pick apart every part. Now they're looking at the paint extra hard. Now they're looking at the floors extra hard. Now they point out every little thing, all because of one glaring thing. And that's what happened yesterday. She had so many inconsistencies that were kind of major. 1 minute saying it was a big party, and the next minute it was nobody but a couple people just chilling. That's a big discrepancy. And so once you have too many of those, now something as small as you didn't say you walked your girlfriend into the bathroom, you said she was just happened to be in the bathroom. That seems small, but once you have all the other inconsistencies, it just gets amplified. And that's kind of what we saw yesterday. Hopefully she has time to regroup since they ended it, and she can gather herself, collect her thoughts, kind of maybe even go over her testimony with her lawyer, refresh herself, and make sure she comes into court today fully. This is Angie. Hey, Angie. Hopefully she can come in with a full stomach, eat some good food. Hopefully she gets well rested, able to brush up on a few of her details. And one thing about life, we can get knocked down, but we always had an opportunity to get back up. And so as bad as her testimony went yesterday, she does have a chance today to regroup and come back from it. And so that's what we'll be waiting on to see. But like I said, in all honesty, she is not one of the important witnesses in this case, as far as to the case. Everybody is important. Everybody who is a victim should be taken seriously. But as far as the prosecution proving their case for itty bitty Diddy, she is not one of the top people that this case hinges on. So I hope she doesn't go in today feeling any pressure. Just relax, brush up on the facts, and go in there and tell the truth, and go about your business. And so after Brianna, there was an expert who testified about the video and the hey, good morning, Tracy. Testified about the video and the the technical aspect. This is a forensic video expert named Frank Piazza. Now, this part of the testimony, this is the part that if I was in the courtroom, it would have been hard for me to stay glued in, because this was kind of like this was about video and confirming that stuff wasn't manipulated or whatever. It was kind of like, but you have to cross T's and dot I's, and I understand that. So what Frank Piazza said is he confirmed that a video showing Diddy attacking Cassie in Los Angeles hotel in 2016 had not been altered. Now, for me, that was like something that it was kind of like boring a little bit, for lack of a better word, but important to say the least, because they needed to make sure that the jury knows that the video was not altered. Because if the jury felt like the video was altered, some, if not most of them or all of them, might have thrown that out. So he confirmed that the video was not altered. That video showed Diddy kicking and dragging Cassie near an elevator. Prosecutors say she was trying to leave and was forced back to a freak off. 10 sex videos involving Cassie were also submitted into evidence. Now, this is something I didn't know. We knew there was extra video footage, but I didn't know how much. So it's 10 sex videos involving Cassie that are submitted into evidence. Hey, Australia. They were recovered from a laptop under the name Frank Black, one of Diddy's aliases that has been exposed as being one of his aliases. These videos are sealed and only the jury can view them. So that was also news. But I think the biggest news of this week, and perhaps the most important news of this week, is about another accuser that they are calling Jane. Jane is expected to testify next. So according to this article and according to what I've been told from people in the court, Jane is expected to testify after Breonna finishes. And get this, y'all. Her testimony is expected to last 5 days. This is some Cassie level. Exactly. Good. Thank you, Pitiful. I was just about to, that was my next comment. But just to give you all the information, this new Jane Doe was subpoenaed after they saw her in a freak-off video that they recovered during the raid. She has been flown in from overseas, and they say her flight actually leaves today, so they have to get her in immediately. And so it's going to be interesting to see her trial. Her thing is supposed to last days, so I'm really exactly still Helma. I don't think she's going to make her flight. She's supposed to fly out today, but given that they said her testimony is going to last several days, I don't see her making that flight. I almost can guarantee she's not going to make that flight, because they're not going to start a testimony and not finish it, because that will fuck the whole trial up. So imagine what she's going to say. If they're about to have her on the stand for anywhere up to 5 days, imagine the things she knows. Hey, greetings, new eyes. Yeah, people want to hear from Christina. You got to remember, Christina is probably one of the most damaging witnesses for Diddy. So Christina and D-Rock and all of those names who were part of Diddy's inner circle, we're going to hear them pretty much. We expect to hear from them kind of last. Like I explained to y'all the other day, the prosecution is working their way up the ladder. They're starting with the people who were farthest away from Diddy as far as his enterprise. They're starting with the people who are more outside of the inner circle, outside of the circle, And they're working their way back into the people who are closer to the circle because those are the most damaging people. And the most damaging people, in my opinion, are Christina Coram, D-Rock, who's part of security and part of just Diddy's right-hand man, Ruben, security, Roger Bonds, security, and Uncle Paulie. I believe those are the ones who actually are going to put the nail in the coffin. They know everything because they actually carried out these acts. Ruben went in the house, in Cuddy's house with Diddy. D-Rock actually called all kind of witnesses on Diddy's behalf, trying to get their story straight when Cassie first dropped the lawsuit. Christina Coram was the quarterback that did everything for Diddy. She knows it all. So don't expect those to be anytime soon, but just know they are coming. Now, another thing that hit the fan yesterday is something that I had already said. I've been telling y'all from the beginning. But now, since everybody's talking about it, or, it's been put online, let me speak about it. But if you've been following this show, you know I said this already. It's the latest news. They're saying Attorney Simone points out Diddy is called sealed defendant 1, implying that there are more defendants. She speculates on who Diddy's sealed conspiring co-defendants are. And then they're looking at some paperwork that was actually filed October 11th, stating that he was defendant number 1. Let me address that. If you've been following this show, I've told you, well, for the people that were saying there can't be a one-man RICO, and I told you it's not a one-man RICO. The only difference is the people who were co-defendants or co-conspirators, as the indictment reads, if they're co-conspirators, then of course they're co-defendants. That wasn't news to me. That's something that I've been telling y'all and screaming from the beginning. Like I told you, I'm not a professional. I am just good. Here's Attorney Simone, and I love, shout out to her. But she's an attorney, and she's saying something yesterday that I've said months ago. The minute the indictment came out and spelled out that there were other co-conspirators who helped the defendant. Who is going to be a co-conspirator for somebody with a RICO charge and not get charged? That was no news to me. You've been listening to my episode. I've said from the beginning that was my frustration with everybody who kept saying, this can't be a RICO charge. I never heard of a one-man RICO. That's because it's not a one-man RICO. Do y'all think that Diddy's defense, the prosecution, the judge, the DA, everyone involved didn't realize that you can't have a RICO with one man? Come on, y'all. I ain't gonna lie. I'm not going to go into a long story about me, but let me tell you this. I have been given that gift to read tea leaves and understand them to the point where I thought everybody caught all this stuff I'm saying. I always thought everybody picked up on all this stuff. So I would never say all of this stuff. When my career started to take off is when I started breaking it down from 2 + 2 = 4 all the way up to the complicated stuff. Because I realized not everybody picks up on everything like that. And I'm just being straight honest with y'all. So once I start breaking it down from the elementary level of stuff all the way up to the more complicated, that is when my stuff took off. And so even up until this Diddy trial, I still didn't realize why so many people tell me that I'm good at this, or they enjoy my content, or they enjoy my breakdowns. It took this trial for me to actually realize how advanced I am in understanding what's going on. I'm being totally honest with y'all. Because some of the things that people are saying, I'm saying to myself, you can't be serious. You actually don't know. And it's not the not knowing. It's stuff I don't know. It's nothing wrong with not knowing. But not even researching to find out is what I have a problem with. Some of this stupid stuff people are saying, like I told you, somebody said they think the prosecution has proven racketeering, but they haven't proved RICO. Somebody said Diddy offering $100,000 to get that hotel footage is not bribery, but actually the hotel blackmailing Diddy. I don't know how to take that. And these are real statements, and people really believe this when they say it. It baffles me. How can it be blackmail when nobody offered Diddy the only person in this entire equation that had motive to make sure that hotel footage never seen the light of day was Diddy. So for somebody to spin it and say that's not bribery, offering $100,000 after the hotel people told you the only way you could get that footage is through a police subpoena, and you offer $100,000 cash, and you mean to tell me there are people that don't know that is considered bribery? Is that why I'm blowing up? Is that why so many people love my content? Because I just have common sense? I don't even want to be the only one of the few people, or just me and my community. I don't even want me and my community to be the only people, or some of the only people that realize some of these obvious facts. It scares me to know that we live in a world where people are this misinformed. This is the realest shit I've ever said on this podcast as far as coming from me, and I'm not joking. I'm not exaggerating. I'm not trying to be funny. I am actually scared that we live in a society that is this misinformed, and not only that, this content in not even researching and at least finding out what the real answer is. It don't take no effort to type in a few sentences, and the fucking internet will tell you exactly. You can go to Google. Google has finally caught up with AI, y'all. You can go to Google and say, in the Diddy trial, you can type this in. In the Diddy trial, the hotel footage that shows him assaulting Cassie, he paid a hotel worker $100,000 for it after the hotel worker told him he needed a subpoena for it. Is that bribery? Google will tell you an AI answer and tell you, yes, this is bribery because of XYZ. It will give you all the laws, the sections, the code, and everything. But we live in a world where instead of typing a few sentences where you can get the actual information from, people prefer to use that time to type a few ignorant sentences in comment sections. It's really sad. And like Angie said, and I don't like it. I have compassion for people, meaning it really makes me sad. It doesn't make me angry. When people don't know what the hell they're talking about, it makes me sad because I'm like, damn, we live in a world where we have all this information at our fingertips, and we don't even bother to use it, but we'll use those same fingers to type bullshit in comment sections. Someone said the sex trafficking isn't RICO because, and this is multiple people said this, because Diddy didn't make money off of it. Making money has nothing to do with RICO or not. Do you understand if you could dodge a RICO just because you didn't make money? How does that sound? What crime absolves you because you didn't make money? Making money does not determine. If you embezzle, you embezzle. It doesn't matter if you made money or not. If you money launder, you money launder. Doesn't matter if you made money or not. Gee. It take me back to the old 60s. Gee whiz. It make me say gee whiz. But it also makes me, you know what else it makes me do though? It makes me appreciate the flow community so much more, because we are kind of in our own bubble. And I would think everybody understood and had common sense if it wasn't for me being active on my social media. Because everybody a part of the flow community is intelligent. They get it. They research. They understand. And that's how I thought everybody was for the most part. I mean, it's never everybody, but I thought 80, 90%. It's terrible, y'all. Now I understand why we have so many crimes. Now I understand why our society as a whole is just on the fritz right now. Exactly. And didn't I say that? Didn't I say that? This person said everybody thinks of RICO like it's just a crime boss movie. And I said that, if y'all remember, I said that at the very beginning of this trial. I explained what RICO was. I explained where it came from. And I also explained why people don't understand it. Because people are looking at RICO like it's just some gangster crime movie. Like that's what they expect, and they need footage of it. They need footage of Diddy running around with pistols, busting caps in people's head. That's what they need to understand RICO. Let me read something to you concerning RICO. I hope I didn't delete it. No, I know where it is. Check this out. Now this is gonna put everything in a nutshell. Let's see. No. I asked it to define. I said, can you define conspiracy RICO? Conspiracy RICO. It is not even, Diddy doesn't even have to be seen committing any of these crimes for him to be convicted of conspiracy RICO. And anybody that doesn't understand that, all you have to do is go to Google and ask it. Google has a new AI thing where you can ask it a question And it will tell you the answer and also give you articles and the normal shit. So when people say they don't have no evidence that Diddy blew up Kid Cudi's car, that he was on it, even though the cops say they saw Diddy's license plates drive away from the scene, there are still people saying they don't have no evidence that Diddy was involved. They don't need evidence that Diddy was involved. That's why they just need evidence that Diddy made the call. They just need evidence that Diddy told his employees to do this or do that, to go over there, to call Kid Cudi, to play any role in it. He don't need to be at the scene of the crime. He don't need to be nowhere around. But people don't understand that, y'all. And it baffles me that people just don't care to find out. It's crazy. Research. But again, today, you know we've been on a roller coaster ride. Now, Brianna may have got it handed to her by Westmoreland. We'll see how she bounces back today. But yesterday was so bad, it's going to be tough. But just like Diddy had a small victory, I think today we getting back to hell week, hell month, hell trial. Because this accuser was subpoenaed off of a freak-off tape. And she's predicted to be on the stand for up to 5 days. I think it's going to be another testimony that's going to have motherfuckers in tears. And that itty bitty Diddy with the Tootsie Roll, that Tootsie Roll going to get even smaller than it already is. Because y'all know they said it was itty bitty Diddy Tootsie Roll. That Tootsie Roll going to turn into a milk dud. They going to change. So his name going to go from Tootsie Roll Diddy to Milk Dud Diddy. Y'all know how small the Milk Dud is. I ain't the only old fucker in this live. Y'all remember Milk Duds. And I believe this new freak-off victim, I believe they're going to detail that how she was incapacitated. This is just me talking. I ain't heard this nowhere. Itty bitty Mohawk Diddy. And Tootsie Roll gonna be. Wow, hey, Steph, you could be right. I'm glad you brought that up. Because in the indictment, when the defense was filing a motion trying to get extended time, they did say something about a victim being a minor. But there was no details behind that. So, Steph, you could be right. I don't know, but you could be right. Because if you remember, I spoke on that. It was quite some time ago, but it was a lot of stuff was redacted, meaning a lot of stuff was blacked out in that motion that the defense filed when they were trying to get extra time. But one thing that was in that motion, and this came from the defense, was that there was a minor victim. I just don't know who that minor victim was. I don't know if we were going to hear from that minor victim. I didn't get any information on that. But there is a chance that this freak-off victim was a minor. We shall see. But for her to be someone who has just been on a freak-off tape that we haven't heard from, and for them to say she's going to be on the stand for 5 days, and basically we can almost assume she's not a girlfriend or quote unquote one of Diddy's girlfriends. I don't know, could be, but if she's not, and she's basically on there from being on freak-offs, and she's going to be on there 5 days, ain't no telling. Ain't no telling. Ain't no telling what she's going to say. But me, I think she is going to talk about how the drugs had her kind of like in a stupor, in a state of just zombie mode. I think she's probably going to speak to how she was forced, how she was intimidated. I think her testimony is going to be Cassie's on steroids when it comes to the freak-offs. It's just my opinion, but we'll get a prelude today, because if court starts at 11, they think they got about an hour on with Westmoreland with Brianna. So that's going to take it to 12 right there. They may do Brianna, go straight to a break, lunch break or whatever, and then come straight back. She might be on at 1:30, and all the way to probably 4:30. So she's going to have about, in my opinion, I think she's going to have about a 3-hour testimony today. And they're probably going to get into some heavy stuff. They probably ain't going to waste much time. We'll see, because I know they got to build up and develop the witness first. But I guarantee they're going to get into something heavy before the day closes out, because they're going to want to leave a lasting impression on the jury. If you notice that every time, if they can leave at a great point, the prosecution always try to leave on a point that's going to leave a lasting impression. I think that we are in for another emotional, triggering testimony today. I think we are definitely going to get an emotional testimony. Steven said Diddy can be charged for action someone he employed did, and he didn't know anything about it, as long as he benefited from it. Yes, that's what I'm saying. So many people don't understand the evidence that they're looking for. They're looking for like hardcore, seeing you on camera, hands-on. It's just not, that's not it. I don't know how many different ways you can say it, especially when you're dealing with conspiracy. Especially when you're dealing with conspiracy. Like I said, I have friends who I feel like it was unfair, but the law is the law. Just because you can keep your hands clean, RICO gets you anyway. That's what people need to understand. RICO is designed for those who keep their hands clean. RICO is designed for people like Diddy. It's not designed for the pawn in the situation or the worker in the situation. RICO is designed for the boss who doesn't get his hands dirty and has everybody do everything for him so he doesn't get caught red-handed. That's who RICO is designed for. So if you're looking for hardcore, tangible, hands-on evidence, you don't understand RICO. But back to this freak off. She really can be, it would turn this case on its head if this freak off victim were to turn out to be the minor that they were talking about in that motion. And I've heard that the prosecution has a trick or two up their sleeve, things that are going to come from left field. This could be one of them. If this freak off victim is a minor, holy crap. This would be technically and figuratively over. And it would change even the most loudest Diddy supporter will have to shut the hell up if this freak-off victim is a minor. But if she's not a minor or wasn't a minor, the fact that she was spotted on a freak-off tape and subpoenaed way from overseas, and they think she's going to be on trial that long, 4 or 5 days, trust me, this about to be some heavy shit. This about to be something heavy. Mohawk, he might have to get a new mohawk. I'm glad to have some education. That's why I told y'all, man, I'm not bullshitting. When I have to read some of the shit that's posted, that's in the comments on my social media pages, I appreciate this. This is why y'all don't never have to worry. Like, for some reason, Facebook isn't allowing me to stream on YouTube and Facebook. I don't know if they're going through some changes or what. But you won't never have to worry about me turning on this microphone and being here at 7:30, because I get just as much out of this as y'all do. Because when you have to hear this madness and hear the stupid shit people say, it's sad. And so I need to come on here and hear some educated people like Stephen Davis that actually knows what the hell is going on. Like Steph, like Angie, like Kobe One Shinobi, like all of y'all, Melody, Melissa, Lily. I need to hear this. Because without this, it's depressing. Social media is depressing to hear how people actually think. And so every Monday through Friday, 7:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, this is like a recharge. This is like a chance for me to come on here and talk to like-minded people who understand what the hell is going on, and to let me know there is still hope in this society. That is what I'm here for. That is what I count on. So again, I appreciate everybody in the Flow community. I appreciate where we're taking this. I appreciate where y'all have took me. I couldn't walk around. As I walked down New York, I was getting stopped left and right. Like besides Diddy and his family, I had to be the most famous face in New York at the trial. It was humbling, but I appreciate it, because it's just the hard work that we all put in, and we ain't doing nothing but spitting facts and telling truths. That's all we doing. And so I'm just glad when people bet on me, it feels good that I can show them y'all bet on the right person. I'm exactly who y'all thought I was from the moment y'all started listening to me, to the moment you start following me on social media, to everything you ever followed and listened to. I'm exactly who you thought I was. And so opportunities like what happened in New York for me to get my flowers, it ain't even about me. It makes me feel good that the people who chose me, and the people who ride for me, and the people who believe in me, everything's confirmed when you see the love and you see how many people are affected and how many people count on what we do every morning at 7:30. That is why you ain't never got to worry about, am I going to show up? I'm always showing up at 7:30 because I know how many people count on this. I know I count on my podcast people and my people I listen to. I count on them, and when they don't post, I'm lost. Talking to one of my good friends, Shauna, who knows I've been listening to podcasts when people wasn't even really listening to podcasts. I'll be asleep and it's just somebody talking. She'd be like, you always listening to podcasts. And now she sees what I'm doing, and everything makes sense. But the reason why I turn this mic on every day, y'all, and I make sure I'm here and I'm here on time, is because I understand people count on this. People count on this community that we build to come together and talk and help us get through this shit. And I totally understand that, which is why I bust my ass and I make sure rain, hail, sleet, fucked up Wi-Fi, Facebook messing up. What I always tell y'all, no excuses. When you come to YouTube at 7:30, if it's Monday through Friday and it ain't no weekend, my big ass head and green bandana gonna be right here talking about the thoughts, views, and opinions shared on the Flow Show, no filter. Boom. Why? Because I appreciate y'all committing to this just as much as I do. So anyway, let's get back to Diddy. You know, I always got to give y'all flowers. Y'all always give me my flowers, but I'm always gonna give y'all's too. Witnesses really talked about the drugs a lot, and up until this point, I'm gonna be honest, the RICO is hella strong. The weakest part of this case right now is the sex trafficking. And I only say that because although I believe sex trafficking is proven, I honestly, when you add up all the testimonies and a little bit of muddy water here and there and consensual or not consensual and all of that, I can honestly see how a juror may be iffy on the sex trafficking. But I believe this witness today, the freak off person who's from overseas, I believe they are going to drive home the sex trafficking charge, much like Capricorn Clark and various snitches or whatever you want to call them that have detailed all of this crimes, the hotel worker, the way they all drove home RICO. And when I was saying how to RICO, I wasn't talking about Puerto Rico. I talk about RICO racketeering. The way they drove that home, my gut feeling tells me this next witness is about to drive home the point of sex trafficking. And if she does, that will, to me, put everything together and seal Diddy's fate. People wonder why I'm going so hard and putting the truth out there about this case. Because Diddy's a fucking asshole, a jerk, and devil, and he need help. Diddy is one evil bastard. And this is just me speaking candidly about Diddy, the same way I would speak about an evil bastard neighbor or evil anybody. He has no regard for the next human being. I despise people like that. I despise people that take advantage of people. I despise people that bully people. And I don't give a damn who don't like it if you ain't noticed. Like I tell people in the comments that try to say, man, you tearing somebody down, you tearing this man down. I tell them, thanks for tuning in to the motherfucking best. Because what you saying is irrelevant, because I didn't think about what you were saying when I posted the shit. And I damn sure ain't thinking about what you saying after it's posted. I done moved on. I don't like people who do people like Diddy has done people. I don't give a fuck if you a celebrity or you a nobody. If you watch this case and if you just eliminate the technical aspect and the charges and fuck all the legalities. Take away all the legalities. Take away all the charges and indictments and all that. Just take that away. This was an evil motherfucker that did a lot of evil to a lot of people. I don't want to hear no shit about no legacy. How the fuck we supposed to protect the legacy that he didn't protect his own damn legacy? Like I always say, Diddy would have been a different person if he'd have grew up in my family. Because we don't coddle you. We don't make excuses for your ass. If you an evil bastard, we don't care if you're a billionaire. You just an evil billionaire. We don't care if you got 20 platinum albums. You just an evil bastard with 20 platinum albums. And so that's another thing that pisses me off, that people will come in comment sections standing up for one wealthy man and feel the need to protect one wealthy man as if the hundreds and maybe thousands of victims that he's crushed on his way to be getting this billion, as if they don't count. Where does that make sense? How the hell can you tell us we tearing down a man that you seen on 4K beating, kicking, and stomping a motherfucker, and he was damn near 50 years old when he was doing that? Get up out of my comment section with that bullshit. I don't give a damn. I would tell Diddy, if you were on my Diddy VIP list, let me tell you how real I am. If you was on my Diddy VIP list, you seen me within an earshot 5 feet away from the Combs family every day. I ain't ducking and hiding. I ain't in no comment section. I believe what I believe, and I will tell a motherfucker to their face, and I will say it on my show, wherever. I ain't hiding because I believe in what I'm doing. And had I seen Diddy, I would tell his ass to his face. I guarantee he wouldn't swing on me. That was another thing people were saying. People were saying hey, thank you, Chris. I appreciate it. This is the conversation me and Granny had at the kitchen table. The only difference is I wasn't allowed to cuss then. Only Granny could do the cussing. So now that I'm grown and I got my own show, I can cuss. But this is how Granny talked. This is how we talked at the kitchen table. We loved people. My granny helped everybody. I would come over my granny house. You wouldn't know if you were going to see white people, Ethiopian people, Trinidad people, Mexican, Latino. You didn't know who was going to be sitting at Granny's kitchen table that she was going to be feeding and helping and loving on. We don't judge people, and that go both ways. See, just like we don't judge who we help, we also don't judge who the fuck we call out. And when I went to New York, I wasn't ducking and hiding. If anybody got a problem with what I'm saying, whether you the Combs family, whether you anybody, y'all knew where I was, and I was right there every day for anybody that want to address whatever. But let me say one thing, another thing people kept saying. Everybody was saying that I was way bigger in person than they thought. That was another thing people were saying. People kept saying, like, I didn't know you were so fucking tall. Or I didn't know you was this big. I tell the people I ain't no little dude. But I'm also not a bully. Y'all know me. I'm smiling. I ain't trying to confront people. Did you see, if y'all watch my Diddy VIP coverage, when I was filming Diddy Family I didn't yell out nothing ignorant. I didn't say nothing. I'm not that type. I'm not trying to bully nobody. I'm not trying to ever disrespect nobody. I'm not even trying to harass nobody. I didn't even say nothing. I just filmed them and let them carry their way. Because at the end of the day, I have compassion for them kids. His son might have did this or that, but just me speaking from what I know, the one that looks just like Diddy, you can see it all over his face. It has weighed him down the most. What's his name? Christian Combs. And so I'm never anywhere to harass people. At the end of the day, I still sympathize with people and what they're going through, despite whether they made their own bed and they got to sleep in it, whatever. I still have sympathy because I understand none of us are perfect. I'm not perfect. Nobody's perfect. But one thing I am going to do is stand on business, and I ain't going to be nowhere hiding. I couldn't wait to take my ass to New York. And guess what? When you go in the courtroom, when you go to the cafeteria and all that, we all in the same place. We all in the same place. So I could run into Christian Combs and Justin and whoever in the cafeteria. Or I actually did run into Diddy's attorneys. You know, when you see this big afro and this big ass green and bandana and this Burberry bandana and my big ass head, you know me. You know me when you see me. And I'm going to say this. It was nothing but utmost respect from everybody involved in New York. Nobody heckled me. Nobody even said a bad word, a loud word, none of that. It was head nods or just keep it moving. And that's how I like it. I told y'all before, I ain't worried about nobody. I'm living in my purpose. I'm doing what God put me on this planet to do. God gave me this platform and I'm doing what I'm supposed to do. Outside of that, I ain't worried about nobody. I will be right back in New York, front and center, with respect. Because first and foremost, I respect everybody. Like I said, I ain't one of them people filming the kids. Man, it was people yelling like, they were saying shit like when the kids and the mom would walk past or getting into their Sprinter van, it was people saying, ain't nothing like a Diddy party, is it? Like, it was people yelling some crazy shit. See, I ain't one of those. I say what I got to say on my show. I speak the truth and the facts, and that's it. I'm not here to harass nobody or looking for no clickbait moment. I ain't into none of that shit. But I ain't ducking and hiding at all. So Lily said, and keep doing it, Flo. We need integrity. And that's what I'm always gonna be. It was a few people that was mad that I said the prosecution witness got destroyed yesterday. But I had to explain to them, I'm not here to paint narratives. Every day of this trial, I'm gonna tell you how it went. I'm not about to be up here painting everything like everything was perfect or every day. It just so happened, but for most of the time, the prosecution was wearing out the defense. They were tearing their ass up. But yesterday and the other day when Dawn got caught up, those were 2 days where the defense had a victory. I got to tell y'all that. I'm not painting narratives. If you're looking for a narrative or you're looking for somebody who just pander and gonna just say one thing no matter what the hell happened, don't tune in to me. I will never do that. When I watch, like today, if the prosecution do their thing, I'm gonna tell y'all the prosecution did their thing. If the defense do their thing today, I'm gonna tell y'all the defense did their thing. That's it. Y'all already know where I stand. That's a whole separate thing. Y'all already know I feel like he's guilty. And I feel like he's an evil bastard. Now that we got that out the way, I'm telling y'all exactly what I see. And like I said, yesterday was a bad day. To me, that was the worst witness testimony for the prosecution by far of this trial. We'll see if she bounces back. Let me check on the breaking news, because like I told y'all, a lot of times right when I'm about to get off, like some little news breaks, and I'll be like, damn, I wish I could have said that, and we could have talked about that on the podcast. Let me check real quick if there's anything breaking that needs to be talked about. Not really. Okay. Yeah, so today, 11 o'clock, it starts. Exactly, right. The defense has had good days, exactly. And like I said, even though I saw Mia and I believed everything Mia said, I had to be honest. And, you know, my job is to lick my finger and see which way the wind is blowing and kind of get a feel of what's going on, so I'm not out of touch. And as much as we don't want to admit it, for whatever reason, the sexual allegations towards Diddy kind of fell flat. And y'all reasons, matter of fact, I'm glad that segues to this. And y'all had great reasons. Like I said, it is what it is. We can't help, how it lands. We may understand, but we can't, it's nothing we can do as a whole. But I did have somebody who wanted to touch on that. And this is Stephanie. She says, let me read. Oh, I don't know. Well, I guess you don't mind. Because you don't know what Stephanie this is. But she says, matter of fact, I don't think this is not any of the Stephanies in this chat, just so y'all know. This is a whole nother person. Whatever. So anyway, she said, hey, Flo, this is concerning Mia. She said, I don't know if you'll see this. I saw it. She says, I don't know if you'll see this, but I've been following your podcast for quite some time on Spotify. As a matter of fact, y'all, on Spotify, the little Mohawk Diddies has dropped my 5-star rating to like 4.8. I'm 5 stars everywhere else. So I need anybody that listens to this on Spotify to go flood over to Spotify, or even if you don't listen to this on Spotify, go to Spotify and flood me with 5 stars and get our rating back up to 5 stars. We can't let those little Mohawk Diddies with their itty bitty Tootsie Rolls knock me down to 4.8. I got 5 stars on every platform, and I got a 4.8 on Spotify. I don't like that. And I had a 5 star for the longest, but once this trial started, them little Mohawk Diddies got a little mad and brought me down to 4.8. So anybody who can, go to Spotify and give me 5 stars. But let me get back to this. She says, I've been following you quite some time on Spotify. I'm a huge fan and really appreciate your show. I wanted to answer the question you posed today, which was yesterday, while talking about Mia on Spotify, about why she wouldn't say anything back to Diddy when he threatened her. She says, I had a good friend in a very similar situation where her friend's boyfriend assaulted her. She held that secret in shame for many years. About 5 years later, she finally confided into me, and I asked her why she hadn't said anything sooner, which I know is an incredibly hard thing to ask a survivor, being one myself. But she told me that she was so scared that she would lose her best friend and that the friend would just think that she is making it up because she cheated with her boyfriend, which is what I think Mia was concerned about, as well as retaliation, if she had made the statement to Diddy. Thank you for sharing that. I really appreciate that. Another thing that I love about this show is this is a bunch of people who actually care. And when I pose a question or y'all pose a question, we all kind of come together to help everybody kind of understand. And y'all know I've been doing this with my platform from the very, very beginning. When y'all, if I come across something that I think that we all need to hear, I'm going to read it, because what I've always said, this is the People's Podcast. This is what it's all about. So thank you for sharing that. And that actually makes a lot of sense. And I hope it made a lot of sense to any of y'all out there. I think that was, I really appreciate that. The person who wrote that to me, thanks a lot. And I just, like I said, I appreciate it, because I didn't see any reason not to believe Mia, but I started paying attention to the kind of like the word that was going around. And like I said, a few attorneys or a few women who have been speaking on this trial who have been more than fair, even they said they were a little not believing whatever. So I was like, you know what? I got to get my head out of the sand on this one and kind of get some clarity, because I may have missed something. And apparently I kind of did, but now with that explanation and some of the explanations that you guys gave me, it helped me understand a little better of what happened. So it makes sense. I know that would be dope, wouldn't it, if I could podcast live the trial? Oh man, that would be awesome. I would love to do it too, like in real time. That would be great if I could do that. I wish. And down the line, when we get a trial, that they actually have video for and we can cover like that, I look forward to being able to cover the trial kind of in real time, so I could tell y'all what I'm thinking at that moment or what's going on. And I could talk to y'all during the like sidebars when it ain't shit going on, because that is the time where I get ants in my pants. Because I'm locked in when the testimonies are going and the lawyer, they're going back and forth, or I'm totally locked in. But when they start doing those sidebars and everybody just standing around whispering, my mind started floating and wondering, and I started wanting to look outside and stuff. So yes, I'm gonna read this too, Liddy. Love to all the survivors in this chat. She says, I am one too. This stuff can be real triggering, but we need to start speaking out so these predators go down. Great words, Lily. And that's what I feel. And that's why I will take the time and read these statements out loud, because not only me, I feel like a lot of people need to hear some of this stuff. And another thing we don't realize, and this is including me, we don't realize how many survivors are out here and persevering and pushing through, because nobody's running around telling everybody, hey, I'm a survivor. So, you'll see the vibe and everybody's so kind of positive and happy and diligent. And you don't even realize that person is a survivor until someone like Lily posts a message to let you know she is a survivor. So I think it's important that we speak out loud and we tell these stories and we educate everyone. Like some things I didn't know or didn't realize. And so that is the whole purpose of this podcast. And it's been the purpose from the beginning. And it's why I like a diverse community with people from every walk of life, because this is the best way for us to understand each and everybody that's around us, is by listening to people who have been through this situation, or listening to a woman who has been through the same thing this woman has been through, or listening to a guy who has dealt with guys or been in certain positions. We can learn from each other. And that's what I want to continue for us to do. I want us to continue to grow and learn from each other and continue to take down these predatory bastards who think they can just get away with anything and think it's funny. And all the people who are in the comments defending them, they need to be put on blast as well. And we need to know who they are. I like when they reveal themselves. I like when you reveal yourself as an ignorant piece of shit. Because we need to know that. I need to know his piece of shit's following me. I won't judge you, but at least I know who you are. Yeah, they really talking about how they ripped Brianna apart on that stand. That is everywhere. But I knew it when it happened. I said, "Oh, this ain't a good one. This is bad." There's no way. There's no way that no way I could have got on that update I did yesterday on social media. Ain't no way I could have got on that update and act like it was all roses, because that was bad. Good morning, Melissa. Somebody said we are so traumatized. This thing is acting up, so it's hard for me to. Oh, and thank you for the I think it was Steph. Thank you for the super sticker, Steph. I think that was you that sent it. I kind of missed. Oh yeah, there it go. Let me put that up there. Let me represent. Let me make sure how Steph represent. Steph got me eating good, y'all. I got a good lunch every day. Thank you for the super stickers. I really, really appreciate it. They add up. They definitely add up. And they go towards a good cause, feeding my belly. I like to eat good food. And so thank you for the super sticker, Steph, as always. And anybody else. Oh, shoot, I missed another one. Is this another one I missed? I think I missed another one. Let me make sure. Okay, that's Steph. Steph, you didn't send two, did you? Yeah, I seem like, okay, Cindy, my bad, Cindy. I had to go through it. Thank you for the super sticker, Cindy. Cindy also gave me a $5 super sticker, Cindy. That goes to a good cause, feeding my belly. I greatly appreciate it. Those who know me from before know that I'm greedy. He's called me Greedy Flo, Mr. Told You So. Greedy Flo, Mr. Told You So. I got so many nicknames. Somebody said Diddy abused everyone in his circle. Sure did. That's what I don't like. And I can't believe you got bastards standing up for this guy. I'm not standing up for him at all because, like I told you, it's deeper than Diddy. I need everybody who follows me to know that if you think you can do any of this crap to any of the women, children, anybody around me, you know you're going to have hell to pay. It ain't no secret. So I'm going to continue to be loud about the bullshit that Diddy put everybody through. And if you got a problem with it, I'm glad, because that means you heard me, because that's all I care about. I'm not on here to be making friends with people who want to defend a bully, evil ass, completely evil. Everybody say love your convictions with a shirt or without a shirt. Oh, that was another thing. So people were talking about that I was much bigger and taller in person than they thought. And so many people were saying it was so funny seeing me with a shirt on. Oh no, Lily, you don't have to apologize for the bad language. It ain't no worse than mine. But people were saying it was funny seeing me with a shirt on. I agree. It was funny y'all seeing me with a shirt on. But the court wouldn't allow me to come in with no shirt on. And so I made a joke and told y'all I filed a motion. It was denied. So I had to put a hoodie on. So it's only two things I like. I like to be shirtless and I like hoodies. So if I'm going to have something on, unless it's 1,000 degrees like it is in Puerto Rico, I am a hoodie fiend. I am a hoodie fiend. I love hoodies. I love hoodies. Good morning. Oh, hold on. Who is that? I think I seen another faithful. I got to, before we get out of here, I got to I think I seen, was that hey Yanni, Rachel, but I think I missed one of my. Oh, there we go. Hey, Surrey. I gotta give Surrey some shine. Everybody say hey, say good morning to Surrey. She is one of the longtime Flow supporters, fans. Just always had nothing but kind words to say. Everybody say good morning to Surrey, y'all. I missed Surrey's comment. I had to throw up there and give her some shine. She is a sweetheart and always supports the movement and always has nothing but kind things to say. And like I've always said from the beginning, this is absolutely the best community online anywhere on the planet. And I look forward to sharing things in the future with y'all, like different obstacles that I'm going to go through, celebrations that I'm going to go through. I told you, I never thought I would have another child, but maybe down the line I'll have another child. I think I look forward to sharing all that with y'all and just walking y'all through this journey that we started and we going to finish till it ain't no more to do. Steven says, Flo, this case is a slam dunk and the heavy hitters haven't touched the stand yet. Yep, exactly. CEO record execs, the money men. Yep. There'll be bunk beds in Diddy's cell if they don't throw him under the bus. The bus. All words I totally agree with. This is a slam dunk. Subscribe to the podcast. Let me put the subscription link in the chat. I will give you a shout out. If you want to shout out and want to support the community that we're building, oh shoot, copy. Check the chat, check the notes, check the show notes on your phone. Also check the chat. You'll see the link. I just posted it. Subscribe if you get the $23 VIP Flow on the Go, I'm calling it, membership. That's going to give you access to all the exclusive Diddy content. And on my multiple trips to New York, like I told you, I'm going back the week of the 22nd. And I also will guarantee be in New York for the verdict. I'm not missing that for anything in the world. But if you just want to get a basic membership, they start at $3 and you will still get access to much of the same content. It will just be a little time after the VIP members get theirs. But the link is in the chat. And I appreciate anybody that can support. And let me check right now if there's any new subscribers that I need to shout out, because the subscribers, like I always tell you, they make this thing go. And without them, this podcast wouldn't be what it is. Shout out to Teresa Rhodes as a new member. Everybody shout out Teresa Rhodes and Linda also. And also Talia Butler, Jaleel C, and Tasha Turner. Give them some extra shout outs. Talia Butler is our newest VIP Diddy trial. We're going to call that the Flow on the Go, because I will be traveling and covering events from here on out. And that is what the $23 membership, you will have all the exclusive court cases, sporting events, red carpets, wherever I need to go, where we want eyes and ears, I will be there, and I will be giving it my $23 members. I will give y'all firsthand accounts, because it's because of y'all that I'm able to even travel and go to this shit. So thank you, y'all. Everybody got their shout out. Shout out to everybody in the chat. Helen, Melissa, Yanni, Steph, Chris G, Surrey, Angie, Tracy, Ray, Kobe, C Tuck. Oh shoot, I got another super chat that I got to shout out. Hold on. Okay, I try not to miss any super chats. They are so appreciated. Let me go back. Janine, is it? If I'm saying it wrong, blame it on my head, not my heart. Janine, I believe. Thank you for the $5 super sticker. It goes to a good cause, putting good food in my belly. Greedy Flow, Mr. Told You So. Let me make sure I ain't missing no super sticker. Oh, Monique, see, I'm glad I'm checking. I'm glad. See, this is why you don't rush. Because I would have just got out of here. I ain't see none of these super stickers. And I got to thank them because this is amazing. And it makes me feel special. And it makes me feel like people really, 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 really appreciate what I'm doing and my commitment and understand that eating good food helps me do my job. So thank you, Monique, for the $20 super sticker. I greatly appreciate it. Y'all are far too kind. Surrey, I didn't know Surrey snuck in with a $9.99 super sticker. Thank you so much. Y'all about to have me eat. In a minute, I'm gonna be eating filet mignon today. If I get one more, I'm eating. Okay, Stephen Davis. I put the Buzzsprout. I'm gonna put it in here again. I don't know if you saw it. Stephen said you need the 23. What you do is, oh shit. Hold on. My bad. I done put the wrong. Hold on, y'all. I think I did something wrong. Hold up. Wait. Let me copy. Now let me do it again. So I'm gonna put the 20. You go to this link. There you go. Buzzsprout support, and they have different levels. And you go to the one that said, go to the dollar amount that says $23, and that will put you in the Flow on the Go VIP special email where I send all my exclusive updates, and you'll get all the updates from previously when I was in New York, all the exclusive updates, I still am uploading footage from New York that nobody has seen, including interviews with people who have been caught up in controversy. But you'll get all of that and all the new stuff with the $23. Oh, Siri, if you Siri, can you send me your email? Let me think. If you're not on the email list, matter of fact, you're telling me now. So what I'll do, Siri, I'm about to do it right now. I'm glad you brought it up because I have to manually do it. So I'm gonna go to your upgrade, Siri, and I'm gonna because I saw it. Yours is Mermaid in the Outfield, right? Siri, let me know if that's you, Mermaid in the Outfield. If not, you're gonna have to send me your email either on Facebook or Instagram. Send me your email on Facebook and Instagram, and I'll give you access. And if anybody hasn't got access and you have the $23 membership, either tell me in the chat or send me a message on my Instagram or my Facebook, whether you have to do it in the comments or catch me in a DM, because I do have to do it manually. And normally the minute I see it, I do it. But if I happen to miss it, thank you, Angelina with the $4.99 super stickers, and I love the hearts. Purple hearts mean we going to war, and we going to war against all these predators and all these assholes that think that they've been getting away with it for so long and think it's going to continue. So, Angelina, thank you for the $4.99 super stickers. I guess I am going to be getting some filet mignon. Okay, Steven, I see this message again. I hope you were able to get the link that I'm putting in the chat. Is Buzzsprout at support. Go to the Buzzsprout and go to and then once you go to the support link, click ask for the $23 one, and you'll have access. And if you have any problems, Steven, I'll be Angelina says $20 super sticker, the orange $20 super sticker. Yes, Monique came through. Sir, yeah, I got you. Sir, is that you, Mermaid in the Outfield? Yeah, Surf and Turf, my boy. Hey, y'all, I'm eating good. Oh, heck, Agatha, thank you. I told you it all counts. Yeah, y'all, I'm eating good today. I'm eating good today. $2.99 super sticker from Agatha. Thank you so much. I can't wait to eat today. One love for everybody. She says, great show today. I thought it was great every day. I'm just playing. But no, some are always better than others. She says, great show today. Much love to everybody. This is the chat, the link, y'all. And it's in the chat. So, Steven, if you can find it, go ahead and check it out. Agatha, Angelina said, great show today, Flo. One love to all of our breakfast crew. Yes, we love our breakfast crew. And I'm out. Everybody said, oh, wow, Melissa. Hey, look at this. Y'all are, hey, look, y'all treat me too good. But Melissa says, get you some steak, Flo. Much love for the $4.99 super sticker. I love it. And like I'm going to say again, all these super stickers and super chat go directly to me eating a good meal. And I'm for sure getting a steak today. Okay, so Suri is mermaid in the outfit. I thought so. So I'm gonna go to your mermaid in the outfit. I'm gonna pull your email address and I will send you everything today. If you don't get it today, Suri, make sure you remind me in the chat tomorrow, but I'm gonna do it immediately. So, okay, thank you, Steven. So I got two people that I got to give access to, Steven and Suri. Let me make sure I ain't miss no super stickers or nothing else before I get out of here. All right, y'all, let's get the amounts in the chat. Some of y'all already gave me the amounts, but y'all know I need the official amounts to get on out of here. I got to get Suri. Oh, wow. Thank you. I can't be out yet. Hey, look, I'm in. Hey, look. Hey, a super sticker make me go from I'm out to I'm in. Hey, I don't know who just gave me that, but I'm in for another 2 seconds. Hold up. I got to thank that person, whoever that was. Y'all keep giving me these super stickers. I ain't going to never be able to get out of here. I'm in. Thank you, Mia. That's my mama's nickname, Mia. She don't want to be called grandma, so we all call her, and the kids call her Mia. So thank you, Mia Garcia, for the $4.99 super sticker. I might get me 2 steaks today. So I greatly appreciate it. Much love to all of y'all. Come on, hold on. Did somebody else? I think somebody else didn't get. Y'all ain't gonna let me get out of here. I think I seen another super sticker. Hold on, let me make sure. Am I tripping? And thank you, Steven. And make sure I got Steven and Suri that I have to give access to as soon as I get out of here. I think I see love to you too and the crew, y'all. We all out, but I gotta. Yeah, Tracy. Man, y'all about to, man. I'm going to Benihana. Tracy White. That's my last name. Are we family? I know my last name White. Thank you for the $9.99 super sticker. I'm about to eat. I'm about to tear some shit up now. I'm about to tear some food up. But before I tear that food up, I gotta make sure Suri and Steven got their access. Because if I don't do it the minute I get off of here, I might get to working and forget and have to do it tomorrow. I want to do it right now. So thank you. So Melissa said, get me a filet. I'm gonna get me a filet. And I'm gonna tell y'all how it was tomorrow. And Steph said, keep them coming. I appreciate it. Much love to everybody. Much love to Tracy and everybody who gave me super stickers and everybody who participated and everybody watching. Much love to y'all. As always, I love y'all. But I'm out.